Welcome to Rock Your Fashion. Picture this, you're on holiday, the sun is out, the pool looks incredible, and you are not moving from this sun lounger. Not because you're tired, not because the water's cold, but because you don't feel confident enough in your swimsuit to walk across that pool deck. Sound familiar? Here's what I want you to know. That feeling has nothing to do with your body. It has everything to do with 7 very specific swimsuit mistakes that are quietly undermining your look. And most women over 60 have no idea they're making them. And swimsuit mistake number 6 is the one that separates expensive-looking swimwear from everything else. Let's go. Number 1, wearing a swimsuit that's too big. Have you ever tried on a swimsuit, looked in the mirror and thought, maybe I should go one size up just to be safe? We've all been there, right? It feels like the sensible choice. A little more room, a little more coverage, a little less cling. But here's the secret. A swimsuit that's too big can actually make you look bigger. I know. It sounds completely backwards. Many women assume extra fabric will camouflage the body, but swimwear works differently. When a swimsuit is too large, the fabric starts to wrinkle around the waist, sag at the bust, and bunch around the hips. Instead of creating a smooth silhouette, it creates visual bulk. And that's exactly where the problem begins. The swimsuit loses those clean, elegant lines that make swimwear look polished and expensive. Rather than skimming your shape beautifully, it hangs away from the body and can make the entire look feel dated and shapeless. The most flattering swimsuit isn't the smallest size or the largest size, it's the size that actually fits. Trust me, this always works. Look for a swimsuit that feels supportive, stays comfortably in place, and follows your shape without pulling or drooping. The next time you're shopping, try your usual size before automatically sizing up. You might be surprised how much more elegant a properly fitted swimsuit looks. Number 2. The sagging bust mistake. Now, let's talk about something that can completely change how a swimsuit looks. The bust. And no, this isn't about cup size. It's about support. You can have the most beautiful swimsuit in the world. A gorgeous colour, flattering cut, lovely fabric. And if the bust area isn't providing enough support, the entire swimsuit can look less polished than it should. Do you see what I mean? When the bust sits lower than it naturally should, it changes the proportions of the whole body. The waist can appear less defined, the torso can look shorter, and the swimsuit can lose that sleek, elegant look we're all aiming for. The good news? This is one of the easiest mistakes to fix. Look for features like built-in cups, underbust bands, side support panels, or adjustable straps. These small details make a remarkable difference. When the bust is properly supported, everything else suddenly looks better too. The swimsuit looks more expensive, your posture looks better, the silhouette looks more balanced, and honestly, that's the kind of difference you notice the moment you look in the mirror. Number 3. Choosing the wrong leg line. Here's a swimsuit detail that most women never think about. The leg line. And yet, it can completely change the way your legs look. You can have 2 swimsuits in exactly the same colour, exactly the same fabric, and exactly the same size. But if the leg opening is cut differently, one can look flattering and elegant, while the other feels surprisingly frumpy. It's amazing what a few centimetres can do. Many women automatically choose the lowest cut leg because it feels safer and offers more coverage. But sometimes that extra coverage can visually shorten the legs and make the entire silhouette feel heavier. On the other hand, that doesn't mean you need an ultra-high-cut swimsuit either. We're not trying to recreate a Baywatch moment. The sweet spot is usually a moderate leg line that gently elongates the leg, without feeling revealing. A slightly higher leg opening often creates a longer, leaner look and helps the swimsuit feel more modern and refined. So simple, but so stylish. It's one of those small details that most women overlook, yet it can make a dramatic difference to how polished and flattering a swimsuit looks. If this is giving you that little spark of confidence, subscribe to Rock Your Fashion and let's keep building that timeless, powerful wardrobe you totally deserve. Now, let's keep going. Number 4. Ignoring the neckline. Let's move our attention a little higher, right up to the neckline. Now, when most women shop for a swimsuit, they focus on the colour, the print, or whether it offers enough coverage. The neckline is often an afterthought. But here's the thing. The neckline sits right next to your face. In many cases, the neckline has more impact on how a swimsuit looks than the colour. It's one of the first things people notice, and it has a huge impact on how flattering and elegant a swimsuit looks. We've all done it. Found a swimsuit we liked and bought it without really considering whether the neckline was actually working for us. The result? Something can feel slightly off, even when you can't quite put your finger on why. A very high neckline can sometimes make the upper body feel heavier. A neckline that's too straight can occasionally feel a little harsh. Meanwhile, a gentle V-neck, wrap neckline, sweetheart shape, or soft scoop neck often creates a more open, balanced look. The right neckline draws the eye upward, beautifully frames the face, and helps create proportion throughout the entire silhouette. Once you start paying attention to necklines, you'll never shop for swimwear the same way again. Number 5. The busy print trap. Now let's talk about prints, because not every swimsuit needs to contain an entire botanical garden. You know exactly the look I'm talking about. Huge tropical flowers, overly busy patterns, multiple colours competing for attention, prints that seem to be trying to do everything at once. And while there's absolutely nothing wrong with wearing a print, some prints can make a swimsuit look far less elegant than it could be. The problem isn't that they're colourful, it's that they're distracting. When a print is too busy, the eye doesn't know where to look. Instead of noticing you, people notice the pattern first. And sometimes those crowded prints can make a swimsuit feel dated or less expensive, even when it wasn't cheap at all. The good news? You don't have to give up prints. Not even close. Look for prints with a little breathing room. Softer florals, elegant geometric patterns, classic stripes, tonal prints that use similar shades rather than 10 different colours competing for attention. I mean, how chic is that? These styles tend to look more timeless, more sophisticated, and much easier to wear year after year. Because the most elegant swimsuits don't scream for attention. They quietly make you look fabulous instead. Number 6, ignoring structure and support. Here's the thing about beautiful swimwear. The fabric is doing most of the work. Most women focus on the colour, the print, or the neckline. But the swimsuits that look the most polished, the ones that seem to fit beautifully and stay elegant all day long, usually have something else going on behind the scenes. Structure. And honestly, it's one of the best-kept secrets in swimwear. The swimsuits that drape elegantly, skim smoothly, and hold everything in just the right way rarely rely on luck. They're designed that way. You'll often find details like ruching along the front panel, internal shelf bras, supportive linings, double-layered fabric, or firmer fabric through the midsection. These aren't tricks, they're engineering. And once you feel the difference, you won't go back. A swimsuit without any structure can pull, pucker, stretch, or shift as you move. Even a beautiful colour or expensive print can't compensate for fabric that isn't doing its job. The result is often a swimsuit that looks less polished and less expensive than it actually was. On the other hand, when the fabric has a purpose, everything changes. The silhouette looks smoother, the swimsuit sits better, you spend less time adjusting straps, tugging fabric, or wondering if everything is sitting where it should. You simply put it on and enjoy your day. And really, isn't that exactly what great style should do? Number 7. The cutout confusion. Let's finish with a trend that's everywhere right now. Cutouts. And before anyone panics, this is not me telling you that women over 60 can't wear them. Far from it. In fact, some cutout swimsuits look incredibly chic. The problem is that not all cutouts are created equal. We've all seen swimsuits with so many straps, openings, twists, and cutouts that it's hard to tell where the swimsuit begins and ends. And that's usually where things start to go wrong. When a swimsuit has too many details competing for attention, it can start to feel busy rather than elegant. Instead of creating a sophisticated focal point, the design overwhelms the silhouette. Do you see what I mean? The most expensive-looking swimwear tends to be surprisingly simple. A small cutout at the neckline, a subtle opening at the waist, an interesting shoulder detail. Just enough to create interest without turning the swimsuit into a puzzle. When a cutout feels intentional rather than excessive, it adds personality, modernity, and a little fashion-forward flair. The goal isn't to avoid trends. It's to choose versions of those trends that still feel elegant, timeless, and authentically you. Because the women who always look put together by the pool aren't necessarily wearing trendier swimwear. They're simply paying attention to a few details that change everything. 7 mistakes, 7 fixes. Because the goal was never to have a different body. The goal was always to find a swimsuit that makes you feel like yourself again. Confident, comfortable, and ready to get off that sun lounger and enjoy every minute of the holiday you've worked so hard for. And I'd love to know, which of these mistakes are you guilty of? Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to Rock Your Fashion. It really helps the channel grow. Until next time, stay confident, stay chic. And remember, style isn't an age, it's a mindset.